Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I'm your host, Jim. Let's cue that intro.
I don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I want to need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good.
Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV and welcome back to that player rating show. The big game yesterday, the game that we managed to win 1-0 against Athletico de Madrid, the team that's meant to be supposedly the best team, may I say, the best team in Spain at the moment. And we dealt with them, comfortably. You know what we do right here. We're going to delve into the player ratings. We're going to delve in to the manager himself. We're going to talk about, obviously, the game coming up on Sunday as well. We're going to allow you guys to come on and have your say as well. But before we move on, please smash the like button. Please share on your Twitter pages. Let's try and build up a decent audience today, people. And we're nearly at the 1,000 mark, by the way. We are getting there, which means there's going to be a giveaway coming soon as well. If you haven't or ain't following the Instagram page, make sure you get over to there as well, which is in the description below. Lambs is also here with us. Lambs, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, a little bit tired, but do you know what? I'm still quite happy. I'm still buzzing from last night.
Buzzing.
Believe it
A
happened.
great victory.
Can't believe it.
It was a great victory. Just going to go through some of these chats. Alex is in the house. Big up to Alex. Johnny's here as well. Big up to him. Smash that like button is what he says. Yeah, people, let's try and get to 30 likes today as quickly as possible.
We can do that. We can do that.
Terminator is here. Big up to you, my bro. Velvish One's in the house as well. Hope he's good. Ads is also here as well. Big up to Ads. Big up to Real Chris as well. Tuchel tactical genius is what Real Chris is saying. Yeah, we're going to delve into it. Very good goal from Giroud. Did well to improvise. To put in the back net, it was a very good goal as well. See you later, Ads. We'll talk to you later on. Strip Bear's in the house as well. I ain't seen Strip Bear in a while. Hope you're well, Strip Bear. Nice seeing you here as well. Yeah, big up to you as well, Shilio. Little Shades in the house as well. Yeah, I mean, oh wow, Concierge is also in the house, all the way from Australia. My guy, here he is. Thank you for tuning in, my man. Thank you for tuning in. So let's delve into it, Lambs. Let's talk about the game very quickly and what we thought about it, and then we'll move on to the player ratings. We want you to give us your views as well. Give us your ratings. Let us know what you thought about the game as well. Like I said, we will drop the link in the chat soon as well. Lambs, how impressive was that performance yesterday?
Oh, very, very impressive. I think it exceeded even my expectations. I'd have been happy to take a dirty 2-2 draw. Sorry, 2-2. Dirty 0-0 draw. Goalless draw in it. I would not have been happy for us to concede 2 goals. No. But yeah, I'd have been happy to take a goalless draw, to be honest. I thought we did start off a little bit shaky in the beginning. Mason Mount making that unnecessary tackle. I thought it was a bit harsh to book him, though, for that as well. Because now he was to return legs. So I thought the referee was a bit, I thought the defense was a bit shaky as well. Mendy gave us a little bit of anxiety there with some mistakes. Thankfully, they didn't capitalize on. But it could have cost us. Thankfully, it didn't. And just after that, I think after the first 10, 15 minutes, they did just finally settle themselves. And when they finally did settle themselves, you could see them really starting to grow into the game. Starting Giroud, fantastic choice. That's why I would have gone for instead of Tammy. I thought him and Werner worked well together. Thought Werner's movement off the ball was excellent as usual as well. Again, could be a little bit more clinical with some of the chances that he had as well, because he did have chances as well. But the way that Atletico is set up, I was quite disappointed on their behalf, because they never really could counter-attack us properly, because we would just cut them off in midfield every single time. So, so in terms of the way Tuchel set up, it just executed perfectly. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I thought, do you know what? He's recovered from that substitution against Southampton. I thought he played Definitely. On the right, that was where we were causing them a lot of problems on Callum Hudson-Odoi's side. So I thought it was excellent as well. And when he tracks all the way back to deny Lamar that chance when Suarez capitalized on the defender's mistake, crossed the ball. Thankfully, Callum Hudson-Odoi tracked Lamar all the way back, and he didn't end up scoring, which is great. And again, beautiful overhead kick by Giroud.
Ah, what a goal! What a goal!
If we're gonna win the game 1-0, like it might as well be with a class.
Do you know
goal.
what? It wasn't even about the whole. Kai's with us as well. Big up to Kai. My man Kai is in the house as well. It wasn't even the whole. Do you know what it was, right? It wasn't even just the volley itself. It was the way he placed the volley. It wasn't like sometimes people do the scissor kicks and they scissor kick it and they try and like put as much. He didn't. He scissor kicks it, but placed it at the same time. And when you do that against probably the best goalie in my eyes in the world at the moment, it's unbelievable. Kai.
João Felix, he attempted one off target. So
yeah, we can hear you, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my thing.
Kai, what was your thoughts about the game yesterday, my man?
Oh man, I'm happy, man. I'm still happy since yesterday, man. Slept like a baby for a while now, for a good time, So I'm happy, man. Can't complain, All good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very impressive. What we'll do then is we'll quickly fly through these player ratings. Let's just get it out of the way because I want to try and speed it up. Let's do. I thought it was quite dodgy, to be fair. But we'll start off with Mendy. Lambs, what are you saying?
Yeah, definitely. Very dodgy, shaky moments. I thought he was taking too many touches. Sometimes the ball was getting away from him. If Atletico had been a bit more clinical, that could have cost us. That could have really, really cost us. Especially in the early stages of the first half, it nearly did. So I think he needs to settle himself down a little bit. Thankfully, the mistakes didn't cost us. Thankfully, we actually had quite a great defensive performance from our defenders, including Christensen, which I'm not his biggest fan. We'll get to him later. But, fair play to him. I'll give him credit where it's due.
Yeah.
He did the job today. So thankfully, Mendy's little blunders couldn't really cost us. So I'll give him a 5.5 today.
Kai?
Mendy, he had a moment where he thought he was Neuer, man. Jesus Christ. Every time he had the ball, I had a mini heart attack, man. Just kick it out. Just kick it out. You're not Mendy, I like you. You're a good goalkeeper, but you're not a world-class goalkeeper, man. Just kick it out. Just do us all a favor, man. Chelsea fans, we already had enough heart attacks, man, the last few years. We don't need any more of them, man. I'll give him a 6. He didn't really have anything to do, but at the same time, at the beginning, I was kind of scared,
Yeah, I was as well.
When Suarez kicked that ball, man. Yeah, when Suarez hit that ball, man, I thought that's going to be a goal. I'm like, man, it's going to be one of those nights.
The first 10 minutes, I was shitting myself because, we were playing the ball to him. It's like his foot was a brick. It was just bouncing off his foot, and I was shitting myself. And one thing I could say about Kepa, he's better than him at, is playing the ball out from the back. Yeah. Kepa's actually more comfortable with the ball in his feet than Mendy. Mendy isn't. Mendy just panics, and that worries me. Yeah. But one thing I would say under Tuchel, obviously we've played 8 games under him now. We've only conceded 2 goals. Yeah, and part of the reason why one of the goals was Rudiger, bearing in mind as well. So really, they've only scored 1 goal. Yeah. So in my eyes, it's one of them ones where one of the things that Tuchel does very well with his systems is we limit chances at our goalkeepers, and that's all down to the system and the style of football that we play. Because our defence wins the ball back in areas quickly. If you've noticed, they win it. They crowd you out. They don't let you just move forward a bit. And that's really good because it suits us. It suits the players that we've got to be able to play like this. And the goalies must love it. Don't get me wrong. I would give maybe a 5. I'm going to give him a 5 anyway. I thought it was okay.
It shouldn't be Tuchel football. It should be Piranha football, man. Because we don't let them have the ball, man. Just like we attack. We attack as a unit and we press as a unit, man. And it's nice to see. The only issue I have with Tuchel so far is that fucking formation, man. I hate 3 at the back. It gives me Antonio Conte flashbacks, man.
Yeah. Kai Bellin says Mendy didn't have to save anything, but looked shaky when we had to do things 4 5-5 at the max for me. I mean, yeah, to be honest, he didn't have much to do, and maybe that was good. And one thing I would say is we stopped an Atletico. I know Atletico Madrid didn't have certain individuals, but they still had Felix and Suarez, their main two people in their team up front, and they didn't have one shot. We limited them to 0 through the whole game. You know what I mean? So that shows how well we did actually play yesterday. But we're going to move on to Aspie. Aspie, Lambs, what are we saying about Aspie, the captain?
Yeah, didn't really do too much wrong for me, I suppose. Strong captain performance. Provided that leadership at the back that we now know is missing because of Thiago Silva's absence as well. Yeah, didn't stop for me. We kept a clean sheet, mopped up, defended well, tracked back. Yeah, I'll give him a 6.5.
Fair enough, Kai.
I would give him a
6.5.
7. I thought he
What are you saying, Kai?
was brilliant, man. I'd give him a 7. I thought he was brilliant. Defensively, he was shutting them down. He was playing well. I think he was one of our better players in this game. Give him a 7.
7, yeah. I think Aspie, he's comfortable playing in a 3 more than a 4. You know, you play 4 at the back. I think he looks better suited in the 3. I thought he played well. I'd agree with Kai. I'd probably give him a 7. I don't think there's much more to say about it. He was solid. He'd done his job. Him and the others done their jobs very well. Who else have we got next? I hate this. I have to fly through these. They're all mixed up as well. Let's go to Krusty. Krusty.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Krusty. What are we saying about Krusty?
Who's Krusty?
Christensen.
Christensen.
It's
Yeah.
Krusty, isn't it?
The Danish Maldini,
Krusty
according
guy.
to Lewis Carefree.
Apparently.
He's coming. Go on.
I'm not even.
No, go ahead, Lams. I wasn't. I was just.
I'm not even really like his biggest fan, to be honest, but fair play to him. Like he was epic yesterday, Jem. Like as much as we're not like his hugest fans, he was very, very, very good. I would go so far as to give him a 7.5. He kept Suarez quiet. He kept him quiet, which is exactly what we wanted, because if Suarez was quiet, then that's it. We shut him down, and we did. So very, very solid.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the best centre-backs yesterday, to be fair. So I would give him a 7.5, possibly 8. Actually, I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. Let's give him an 8. He deserves it.
Solid
Yes, an
8
8.
from Lambs. Solid 8 for Krusty Christensen. What is going on in the world? Kai, what are you saying?
I would have to echo what Lam said. He was very good. You know, like Christensen has always been good in a 3. He is basically Brighton level in a 2, but you know, in a 3, I don't mind him at all, man. He does his job. He's all right. So 8 for me for the game. Yeah, I think it was good.
My biggest issue with him and Jorginho
He kept the cannibal
and other
quiet.
individuals. Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing with the Christensens and the Jorginhos is their consistency. Like, we know that they can put in performances like they did yesterday. It's just whether they can can carry you and win you. Like, could you have Christensen in your team through the full Premier League season and win a title? That's my question. That's my worry. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's inconsistent. Do you know what I mean?
But Jim,
I mean,
I think he's more suited for a 3. But as a 2, like I know Tuchel, and I know his main goal in the end, his end goal is to play 4 at the back, you know, and that's where Christensen he has liabilities, even with Thiago Silva. But in a 3, I think he could be like that kind of player, because he has 2 players to back him. Because the only thing that's good for Christensen is in his in-game like kind of reading of the like the opponent's moves. He's good at anticipation, but his physicality, Jesus Christ, man, he's basically Tammy Abraham in defense. The guy has no upper strength whatsoever.
Yeah, no, he doesn't, and that's one of the things that worries me. And he ball watches. People I said this to Lewis the other day. I say, he goes, well, when did he? I went, have you seen games? I've seen games with Christensen where we've lost games because of him. Like, genuinely because it was because of him. And look, don't get me wrong. If he can continue doing what he's doing, I'll back it. You know, continue playing him. But it's just, you know, I mean, look, yesterday for me, he was a 7. Yesterday he was a 7. He done everything right. I think in the 3, he's better in the middle of the 3. I don't like seeing him where Aspie is. I don't think he's good on the right wing of the three, if that makes sense, the right of the three. I'd rather have him in the middle. So, yeah, he done okay. We can't complain. We've got a bigger test to lie in front of us, though, with Man United around the corner. But Rudiger, Lambs.
Yeah, didn't do too much wrong for me. Wasn't as good as Christensen, I have to say. There was a bit of confusion between him and Marcus Alonso, where we ended up giving the ball away to Suarez, or Suarez ended up quickly nicking the ball away from them. And it's instances like this that scare me when it comes to people like Rudiger, people like Christensen, why I don't really believe in our centre backs and why I don't feel like they are our long-term options for the future. But again, apart from the slightly shaky start to the game, he did eventually grow into it, put in another solid, consistent performance. So I can't really argue, can't really complain. I'll give him a 7. Not quite 7.5 or 8, but a 7. So solid performance. There we go.
I hear you. Kai?
Yeah. I'd give him a 7.5. I thought he was very good, other than the kind of like him being, the typical Rudiger in the first 5 minutes. He gave me a little bit heart attack, and that's why I'm deducting a half a point from 8. I could have given him an 8 if he didn't have that, but 7.5. He was pretty good. He was reading the game kind of good. He's good. All of our defenders look a lot more organized under Tuchel, man. So I really can't really complain. When you concede only like 2 goals and one of them is an own goal in 7 games in our competition, you can't really complain, So I can't really complain about our defense.
The best
I do
thing
disagree.
Rudiger done yesterday for me.
I do disagree. People saying United is a bigger test. I think Atletico are levels above United. They're levels above United, and if we can beat Atletico, can beat anybody.
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
you know what, Joe? It is quiet. Do you know what I agree and I disagree with Man United? The reason they will pose a different threat is I don't think they'll give us as much respect on the ball in terms of timing. I think Atletico played 6 at the back yesterday. Didn't really pressure us, did they? They allowed time on the ball.
Yeah, but Jim, we're playing at home. Like we played them away. Usually, whenever they play away, United are defensive.
Yeah. I mean, look, we played them in Romania, so it wasn't even their own ground. To be fair to them as well. So to be fair, it's going to be interesting. I think Rudiger played well yesterday. I liked his a little argument with Suarez. He wanted him to bite him, didn't he, to try and get him sent off or something by the looks of it. But I like that bit of attitude. Other than that, it was a good performance from Rudiger. I'll give him a 7 as well. I thought he played very, very well. We're going to move on to Jorginho. Lambs, what we saying?
Not the Jorginho that everybody's been raving about for the last couple of games, but he did his job. I can't really complain. It's a shame he's going to miss the second leg because I feel like that partnership of Kovacic and Jorginho. Now I'm just sitting there and I'm just thinking, okay, who partners cover? Do we even play cover for the next leg? Do we partner Kante with somebody else? It's just it's gonna be a slight headache now because that's a system he's now established that's been working so well for him. He does clearly like Jorginho. And he put in another solid performance again today. Like we weren't Atletico Madrid weren't really able to counter us properly. We kept on cutting off their counter attacks because of our midfield, and he was part of that as well. So fair play to Jorginho. I'll give him a 6.5. I'll give him a 6.5 because it's a bit underwhelming considering his previous performances, but still another solid performance. But yeah, good for him.
Wicked. Kai, what are you saying?
No, I disagree. I think Jorginho and Kovacic are the reason Atletico couldn't do shit. Literally every time they got the ball, either Kovacic or Jorginho won the ball back from them and ruined every counter attack they tried to do. I think Jorginho for me has to be at least a 7. I think he misplaced a few passes, but our attackers were dead. They didn't make a lot of runs, and 7, at least 7 is a minimum, and I'm gonna give him the minimum, because I don't think he was that bad. I think he was actually one of our better players in the game.
I hear that. I'm in between both of you, really. I'm a bit torn, and I'm someone that always questions Jorginho quite a
hate
lot.
him,
But
man.
I thought the first half, I thought him, Kovacic, and Mount were all wasteful. I thought they were all fucking shit.
Yeah.
They kept giving the ball away. They were winning the ball back, great, which is what they've been doing. But they were wasteful. We were overplaying it. The passes where they were trying to play it off behind the back of their defence kept going out for goal kicks, and I was getting a little bit frustrated in the first half watching it because I just felt like if we got that right, we could have got a goal in the first half. They were there for the taking, Atletico. It was clear and obvious that they were not enjoying playing us yesterday. They didn't like the style of football that we were imposing on them. They couldn't handle
Jim, wouldn't you say that's due to our midfield though? Because like if you look at their midfield, they couldn't handle us. We were passing the ball around them, like they couldn't even do simple passes. So that I think for Tuchel, the main goal of the game wasn't really to win it 3 or 4-0. It was just to control the game and keep the ball, so they couldn't do anything. And I think that's what we were doing.
Yeah, but that's fine to do, Kai, and that's cool, and I love that because then what it means is it limits the opposition on chances against us because we're in such control of the game.
Because we were pushing them to play from the wings.
Whatever. But
we pushed them to play from
the
the
only
wings,
thing
and
that
they couldn't do it.
The only thing that frustrates me with that is it's cool that we're doing that and we're still learning it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not questioning Tuchel. He's only been here blooming 3 weeks, you know what I mean? But the thing that I still think that we need to work on is in the final third. I don't think we've got the right balance. We don't create enough, we really don't create
that formation. Jim, I hate that formation, man. I hate it. It's not a creative formation. Even when we had it under Conte, we just used it for counterattacks. It's not an attacking formation, man. Even with attacking manager,
it doesn't work.
We're missing a midfielder in the middle, a creative midfielder, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody like
Jorginho was a 6.5 anyway.
Somebody like a Kai Havertz or like a Ziyech in that creative attacking midfield role. Even
Ziyech was good when he came on.
Like playing Mason Mount in that role instead of playing him behind the striker.
Yeah, but Mount. The thing with Mount is he doesn't have the best through balls and passes.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a good passer and shooter, but I don't know.
Not there.
Ziyech has a little bit of pace, man. Yeah.
Well, Ziyech, I just hope Ziyech picks up form because he's the one person that will create chances for us. You know, if he can find his form again. But Jorginho's a 6.5. No Mason Mount for the next game, and no Jorginho for the next game, which means Kante comes in, which ain't the end of the world. I think it'll be good to have Kante in there. Probably a Havertz. This is be a good time for Havertz to come in.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. We move on anyway. We're going to move on to Kovacic. Lambs, what are we saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a similar rating to Jorginho as well. I thought like it was them two together, it was their partnership together, and you can see that afterwards, when Kovacic went off earlier as well, suddenly it did look like we were dropping a little bit more deeper our midfield. But I suppose at that point it was more about trying to protect our 1-0 lead than really, trying to attack and move forward, and really trying to bring them forward, trying to draw them out really, so we can try and counter attack them. I thought Kovacic was all right, did his job. I'm gonna give him a 6.5 again. So him and Jorginho 6.5.
I'm going to be quite critical of him, to be honest. But Kai, go on. I'll let you go first.
I'm going to give him a 7. It wasn't like the best Kova performance, but he still made Atletico players look like Sunday League players, man. They couldn't even touch him, man. He was dribbled like 2 or 3 players, but like his final through balls, it needs a little bit of work. But then again, you do understand we're playing like arguably the best defense in Europe, so it's very hard to unlock them, man. So 7 for me, 7.
I hear that. Before we move on, there's nearly 50 of you here. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you're new here. Also, please share on your socials as well. Appreciate the support as always. We don't usually do it this early, but it's not a bad time by the looks of it with the guys that are here. We've got Daniel Bamiji as well, who's in the house, who's joined us. Before I obviously give my predictions, Dan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here still. What's everyone saying?
Are you
all
sleeping,
good, bro.
then?
All good. We're on. Yeah, you sleeping?
I had a what's it
Sound like you're
called?
sleeping.
No, I had a what's it called, an off day, so I had a lie-in, man.
Lucky you, man. Lucky you.
Yeah, man.
It's all right for some, mate. It's all right for some. We're on to Kovacic, mate. How do you think he performed over the game?
Do you know what? I think out of everyone, he was a bit poor, you know. Shall I tell you why? Because I thought that based on how Atletico would set up, he would be like the game-changing midfielder, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? So what he was doing to break lines and stuff like that. Look, everyone's passing was a bit off. Like, so I'm not singling him out on it, but his passing was also off. And when he is supposed, when Kovacic and Jorginho start as a two, he's normally like the marquee person, the one that we say, yeah, he's the better midfielder, like he did against Newcastle. Do you know what I'm saying? And like I wrote about him the other day, and I was saying that is he consistent enough to be considered the spine as part of the spine of the team? And I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if we can trust Kovacic's consistencies enough. Do you know what? Like the whole team played.
Ooh,
Everyone played well as a team, but Kovacic.
Kai's going to kill you, man. I can see Kai's
no.
face.
He probably will, but it's just perception. It's literally perception. It's perception,
He
and I'm
loves
just basing
Kovacic.
it off
He
of the
loved
game.
him.
I love
But I'll,
both, man.
I'll give him a 6 in it. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah.
I thought Kovacic, and this is going to sound like I don't like. I thought he had one of his worst games under Tuchel yesterday. I thought it was poor. he kept giving the ball away. He was losing the ball. He wasn't doing what he was good with the ball, which is getting the ball, driving, opening up space. Every time he had the ball, he was overpassing it. He was giving free kicks away. It was a 5.5. I thought Jorginho was better than him yesterday, and that's me saying that. I thought Jorginho actually played better than Kovacic yesterday. I wouldn't have been surprised if when Kante come on, he took Kovacic off, didn't he? He did, didn't
Yeah.
he? I
Mm-hmm.
think he did. You know,
Yeah, no,
I
he
think
did.
even Tuchel might have even seen that to a degree. You know, so for me, he's a 5.5. It's one of them games for him, but he's usually top quality, so I don't really question Kovacic because I like him a lot. I think he's important to that midfield. I think he's actually the most important player in that midfield when in terms of what he brings to the team, and that's why I always expect more from him as well because he is a talented player, man. He is. I just want him to be consistent in his performances.
Yeah.
Another player that's surprised me massively, to be fair, and to be honest, I don't think any of us would have thought he would still be in the team. This lanky
Jesus Christ.
tree, slowpoke,
Wow, man.
Lambs. What we saying? That is
I don't really know how I feel about Alonso. Sometimes I'm just like, wow, and sometimes I'm just like, oh, here we go. So I don't know. Okay, if he's going to play a wing back system, obviously he is probably the best candidate for it. But there was some slow moments. There was he's not so quick to track back. His legs are gone clearly. On the recovery, Alonso is shaky at best. So miscommunication sometimes between the wingers and the centre backs. And I feel like that's probably what contributed to that shaky 15-minute start in the beginning, where I was just kind of like, what are we doing? Like there's some errors being made that stem from miscommunication between our defence, our centre backs and our goalkeeper. So I'm not really too sure. But then again, he did eventually grow into the game. Didn't make any major mistakes and made me just feel like, oh, Alonso. But it's clear he's not the future. I'll go for a basic 6.
yeah, Kai.
Same, man. 6. Can't stand Alonso. I hope he leaves Chelsea. Anyway, next, Daniel.
I mean,
6. That's it.
You lot are even being
6, fair enough.
you lot are being nice.
Dan?
He was the worst player on the pitch.
Yeah, he was, but
Yeah. But it didn't cost us. That's why I'm being nice.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. I'll give him a 5, man. Not gonna lie. The reason why we play him in the when we do this formation is because he's usually effective. He's not even that effective. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see Ben Chilwell again. I know he's been out of form, but the only way you can get out of form is by playing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'd just rather see someone who's mobile.
You say this about Chilwell. You say
Pardon?
this about Chilwell, but I generally don't think. I said we say this about Chilwell, but I don't generally look like he could have played. You know what I mean? Like it seems like Alonso is the most favoured player in that position under Tuchel. I've got a feeling. Don't be surprised that Chilwell might be sold. You know, I don't think he fits Tuchel's plans in terms of how he wants to play, and I think he probably he knows Alonso ain't the right ingredient, but he still is better as a fullback than what Chilwell is. So he's probably thinking, I'll wait to the summer, and then
Yeah.
you might see him go for someone. But don't be surprised if Chilwell goes. Honestly, I've just asked everyone in the group in the chat as well. I've just said, do we think he's going to be sold this summer? You know, if we're going to sell him, it'd be a good time to do it now because you still hold value on him. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't. It's not like he's been bad. He just hasn't been played. Do you know what I mean? For whatever
I was
reasons.
never a fan of him. I was never a
Alonso
fan of
for me
buying
was
him
was a
anyway,
5. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Who we got next? We've got we're gonna go on to Cho. Let's go on to Cho. What are we saying, Lambs?
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed with his response after being subbed off in the weekend. It seems that he didn't let it affect him. He came on like determined to prove himself. And I thought everything that we were creating was coming from his side, from the right-hand side anyway. So Cho, excellent. Not only was he great going forward, taking players on, cutting inside, putting in crosses, I also thought there was a really great moment where he was tracking back and defending as well. So when we lost the ball earlier in the second half and Luis Suarez got the ball away from Rudiger and Alonso, there was a little miscommunication there, popped the ball across the face of goal. But thankfully, Callum Hudson-Odoi tracks all the way back to deny Lamar that opportunity, and then it went wide. But if that hadn't happened, then I'm not really, we could have been 1-0 down quite early on. So fair play to Cho. I thought he recovered well. There was like a training video that was released earlier this week. Well, of the guys training ahead of this game, and all the players were coming off were coming onto the pitch, one by one in 2s and 3s and 4s in their little cliques. But Callum, right, just walked on by himself, not speaking to anybody, head straight, literally like his head, like he was focused, like he was on it. And fair play to him. I thought great. I'll give him an 8.5. Honestly, the only thing that could have maybe increased his rating to the next level would have been a goal or two. But attacking wise, excellent. Tracking back and defending, excellent. He was just all over the park. So well done to him.
There was talk about him not because of what happened when Tuchel took him off. People were saying, is that going to affect his confidence? What I saw of Cho yesterday tells me that he wasn't affected in any way, and what Tuchel actually did by dragging him off actually sort of maybe geared him up and thought, you know what, if I don't perform to this certain level, I'm going to keep getting this. So it's keeping him on the edge. Do you know what I mean? And that's how you get the best out of individuals. And Tuchel's man management so far is working very, very well. Kaya, what are you saying about Cho?
I actually kind of disagree. I thought it was one of his kind of not worst, but it was kind of one of his slower games. I think first half he was bad, and then he picked up the second half. Like he misplaced a lot of easy crosses. He overhit them. I would say a 7 still. He was good, but I don't think he was as good as he was under Tuchel so far, this season. So I would give him a 7.
Right? Do you not think he's important to the way we play under Tuchel in terms of what he brings in on the wing? Because he holds the wing. He directs as well. Good. Do you think we need?
I do. I like him. I like Odoi. I like all our wingers. I think all our wingers are very talented young players, but it's compared to the performance he's been doing under Tuchel, I don't think he was as impactful yesterday as he was in other games. I'll give him a 7 just for that.
I hear that. Dan, what are you saying about your boy Cho?
Yeah, impactful is fair. I do think still he had a good game. Like he had a balanced game where I think it was more of a performance of character rather than of impact. So he made sure he wasn't forgotten without doing anything spectacular. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look, Cho's gonna come in leaps and bounds. I'm very happy that he showed himself out, played well, and he's gonna be part of the plans for the future. So
Yeah.
I'll give him 8, 7.8, yeah, 7.58.
All right, I'll give him a 6.5. I thought he was okay. I thought he done what he needed to do in the game. I don't think he was his best game, like Kai said. I think, to be honest, he was let down by certain individuals around him in terms of, because what he was doing very well is he was being very direct. So he's trying to get behind the fullback every time, which means we're trying to play that ball in behind him. We wasn't finding him all the time, but overall he had a good game. It wasn't crap. It wasn't great. It was like I said. I thought that for me there wasn't a standout performance yesterday. It was just that we played well as a team. If that makes sense.
exactly,
We all sort of carried each other in that game. So I mean, we're going to move on to Timo. Timo, what we saying, lads?
I love Timo. Like, I have a soft spot for him. When everyone was cussing him, saying, finding Timo, it's not going to, the guy can't score. He's a flop, this, that, and the other. I was like, just wait, because it was unfair under Lampard. The guy didn't know how to manage him, playing him out of position, really affected his confidence as well. Just doesn't know how to use or rotate a squad like the one Chelsea had efficiently. That's probably why, it was affected so badly to the point where when Frank Lampard left, we were in the state we were. But you can see now under Tuchel, he's starting to come together here and there, slowly and slowly. Yeah, the goals haven't come, but yeah, there was a chance. You got the ball in the box. Okay, there was a penalty claim. Obviously, I don't think that was a penalty. I think that was a dive. But fair enough, he tried it. Why not? There was another. He was getting into good positions. There was another chance I remember where he did a quick 1-2 pass, then straight at Oblak, but it was easy for Oblak, obviously. There was some beautiful balls that were put in to Timo from Jorginho, and then from Ziyech as well. There's a couple from Ziyech when he came on as a substitute later on as well. But again, it's just about Timo putting them away. I think it's coming. I'll give him a 6. I thought him playing with Giroud was better than when he plays alongside Tammy, to be fair. So yeah, give him a 6. It's coming.
Ben Russell says, I think it's hard to rate anyone apart from Giroud when Atleti were effectively playing a 6-2-2, and it was literally like that. They literally sat deep.
That's what
it was.
And the ref as well. Jesus Christ! Every little bit of touch, man, was a foul. It's like they were playing with a 12 man. No, man, I was really annoyed about it.
I give the ref a -5.
The fluidity of the game.
I gave the ref a
fluidity of the game was destroyed.
Yeah, he was annoying.
Yeah,
Bro,
but
he gave Mason Mount a yellow card within 25 seconds. 25 seconds, he gave Mason Mount a yellow card. 25 seconds, mate. Every time they fell down, he gave him a free. I actually said it. It is what it is. We're not going to sit here and complain about the ref, but he was shocking, and I agree with that as well. But Kai, what's your thoughts on Timo?
I would say I'm surprised about the decline of Timo since he came to Chelsea. Like, when you remember his first games at Chelsea, his first touch was second to none, man. His ball control was perfect. It could be confidence. It could be like he could be like Drogba, like the second season where we see his true value. But there are some good moments, like the moment when he did that turn, like a second turn, and he shot it at Oblak, and if it was any goalkeeper other than Oblak, that wouldn't have been saved. And for me, other than the goal, I think he was better. His movement and overall play was better than Giroud's, other than the goal. But obviously, Giroud got us the winning goal. But at the same time, he wasn't as effective as Giroud. Therefore, I'll give him a 6.5.
Fair enough, Dan.
Yeah, I thought he worked hard. I still think there's runs he makes that we don't play the ball into.
Yeah, exactly. He always tells them to pass them, and they don't. They never do.
It's so annoying. Like, he'll make a run and you just see his head. You actually see he gets so annoyed, because he's like, play the ball, bruv. Like, I want the ball, and we don't take that risk enough. And that's where I mean playing to his strengths. It's not even necessarily down to his positioning. It's just the team clearly don't understand how he wants the balls to come into him. Do you know what I'm saying? But he was all right, man. He was all right. I'll give him a 7.
Crazy the Lord, Jesus Christ, man! You're either a troll
think-
or you're just spamming like crazy, man. Jesus Christ.
Trolling.
I think Timo had, especially in the second half. In the second half, we were doing something that I've been crying out for us to do more often. We were finding him. We was making runs and we were playing them balls over the top and using his pace. And you could see he was like getting happy because we was actually finding him, and he looked so more effective because that's his strengths. You know what I mean? You got to play to his strengths, and we haven't done that yet, and we still haven't done that. And I agree with Dan. He makes runs and he's forever checking back to try get it back on side. And this is why he ends up coming deep. And we know he's not great with the ball at his feet. He's not a Hazard. He's not going to turn around and dribble around 3 or 4 players and set up Giroud for a goal. It's not his style. You need to play to his strengths, otherwise you're not going to get the best out of him. And he will score goals. He will score goals for us, but we need to
Can I
work
ask
with
you,
him.
ask you guys a question?
The first touches were
It was so good. Though. It was so good in the first game. I don't fucking know what happened to him. I honestly don't know what happened to him.
Confidence, bro.
I
Confidence.
wanted to
He
ask you
will
guys a
get there.
question.
Trust me, Kai.
Do you think our attackers are suffering from this formation? Because none of them seems to be effective. Even Adore, when he plays as a winger, he's not as effective when he plays as a right wing back, or a left wing back. So for me, it's just like we need to.
I think
But Tuchel said Tuchel said he's going to change it. He said like we are going to look into it, and I hope he does change that formation because attacking wise, it's clear to see we are missing that creativity, to supply our strikers. Man.
That's the word. That's exactly what I was about to say. The biggest issue with that formation is the creativity. And this is why the final third are actually struggling, because we're not providing them with enough. This is my issue at the moment. We don't create enough. Do you know what I mean? So what are they meant to do if they're not, if they're not able to have or do what they're meant to be doing, which is, giving them opportunities to at least score. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's on target or not, we're not doing that. We don't have enough shots in games.
No,
We have like one
I
shot of
disagree
blooming
with this
half.
comment.
That's not good
No,
enough.
but to be honest, we not created clear-cut chances, but we had a lot of shots on goal in this game that we wouldn't have had in other games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
we
it's
should have
against the
scored
kings
more.
of the low block as well.
Yeah, and we should have
Literally the
scored.
kings of it.
Yeah, we should have scored more than we scored yesterday.
Yeah,
and that's
potentially.
fact. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to move on to a man like Giroud with his great goal, wasn't it, yesterday?
10,
What a finish
11,
it was with a scissor
11.
kick. He always comes good when we need him, the tall Frenchman. The tall Frenchman. Do you know what I mean?
Sexy Morpho,
Giroud,
man.
what we saying, Lam?
11.
Oh, you say that, Kai? You say that? Yeah. Yesterday, 1 second, Lambs. Yesterday, I'm sitting there watching football with my missus and that. She goes, "Who's that good-looking guy? He's got nice eyes." And I looked up, it was Giroud. I was like, "Yeah, everyone says Giroud's good looking."
Yeah, Giroud is good looking, man.
Like she's even talking about
What are you saying,
Jorginho.
Lambs?
Definitely, innit?
You know why I love Giroud? You know why I love Giroud? They had like a video at Chelsea, and he basically dissed Tammy, and he said Tammy needs to go to the gym, man. And I loved him that moment, man. I started loving him even more.
Yeah, he's true though. He's true. What are you saying, Lambs?
Oh yeah, brilliant, great. Experienced striker, aerial presence, fantastic hold up play. There was even a point when I was watching that game, right, where I think I heard the commentator say something like Timo should just use Giroud as a wall, just play the ball off of him like a wall. I just found that quite funny because I was just like, his presence, he actually does look like a wall. You really could just bounce the ball off him like a wall. And Kai is right. This is what Giroud has that Tammy just does not have at all, and it's really, really letting us down. And again, the guy is just so intelligent. He knows where to be positionally wise in the right place at the right time. He was there. He saw that ball coming in. He had the time, the space to literally just go for that spectacular goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful man, beautiful goal. 9.
Kai?
Performance-wise, I would have said 7, but because of the goal, I've given him a 9 because he literally won us the game. So I can't be. It's a 9. It's a 9.
What a goal! What a goal it was, Dan. Wasn't it? Dan, what are you saying?
Sexy ass goal, man.
Bro, I've already said, like, I'm giving him a 10, man. Like, he had one moment in the game and he took it. Like, you know what I'm saying? These type of games, Champions League games, you don't need to be the flashy guy, the neat touch. Like all you need to do is when the chance comes to you, you take it. You know what I'm saying? So and Giroud took
Yeah,
it. Man. I was so
and
gassed
you
yesterday.
know,
Us lambs. I was too gassed yesterday.
yeah.
Seeing
And
Giroud.
you
Yeah,
know
so
what's funny? Their goalkeeper wasn't expecting him to do a bicycle kick, man. You see, like their reaction. They expected it
What
to
I would
go
say
outside,
though,
like to go out. They didn't
It
expect to
was.
go
what
in.
I
It
would say
wasn't.
to that though, what I'll say to
Yeah,
that though quickly is, I guarantee you, and I hope if Prime's listening, he'll watch it back, which I
yeah,
agree with. If Mendy didn't save that, he'd be saying Mendy's suspect and this and that, like saying
yeah.
Mendy's not good enough. Like a lot of people think Oblak should have saved that. I personally think it was a quality finish
It
where the
was a
goalkeeper
quality
didn't
finish,
do anything
and
but
also
guide
it
the
was
ball.
like literally at the end of the goal, man. It's like into the bottom corner, man, as well. So
I think
you,
when
Do you know
it
what it
it's
was? Do you
difficult.
know what it
Yeah,
was?
yeah,
That's
bounces, it makes it
that's what
hard
I
for
was
the
about to say. It wasn't.
yeah.
yeah,
It wasn't specifically the power of it was actually the way he placed it into the bottom corner, and that's why it was such a special goal because he beat for me the best goalie in the world. He
he
absolutely
is the
done
best,
him. Do you
hands
know what I
down,
mean? It
best
was a
goalkeeper in there.
he's
Yeah,
yeah, look, it was a good goal. I thought Giroud was poor in the first half. If you want my honest opinion, I thought he was non-existent. Like he wasn't holding
yeah.
the ball up. He kept getting caught off the ball. And then, like I said, they come out in the second half, and he was just a different player. He was like man of the match. He was
Yep.
holding the ball up. He was linking the play. You know, he was becoming a nuisance. Whatever Tuchel said to him at half time, they came out a better team. You know, we was playing well, okay in the first half, but we was lacking that killer hit. And then second half, we came out and we just looked a lot more alert, a lot more sharper, a lot more hungrier. You know, it's like we knew they were there for the taking. I'd give Giroud an 8. Thought he was our best player, 8.5. He was easily our best player on the pitch for that goal. That goal was immense. But when he scored it, I was like, it's offside. And then when it's done the VAR, I was like begging. I was like, please let this
Bro,
be. Let this just hit the
I
Atletico
was
player.
doing the watch along on Monsters channel, right? And we saw it, and we saw it's offside, and it was like, ah, man, fuck, man, they could have won it. And then they did it with the VR, and we were just sitting there waiting for them to. And when
Oh,
they
it's horrible.
announced it, man, Monster was depressed before it, man. I swear to God, man, he was all sad, cussing out our players.
Yeah, I was as well.
He was
Question
Yeah,
for
smiling
Kai. Do you
at the
think
end of the
Giroud does
screen
not
though,
get the
literally.
credit he deserves from fans, both Arsenal and Chelsea? Because I feel he's underrated by both set of fans.
see the thing with Giroud is that he's a sexy man, but he's not a sexy striker, you know. Therefore, a lot of players don't think of him like he's not as flashy as somebody like, let's say, like an Obama, you know, all those like class players who have pace, have movement, touch, all that crap. The
I
Giroud
took
is basically like a traditional striker. Therefore, a lot of people don't give him the credit he deserves. I do think I want him to win the Champions League with Chelsea, just so Arsenal fans can be like, "Hey, look, motherfuckers, you've been in the Europa League for 4 years, haven't even won it fucking once, and this man has been at Chelsea and he already won the Europa League, FA Cup, and the Champions League, you know." And the cup as well. I think he won the Capital Cup, whatever the fuck it's called nowadays. But yeah, so I do think he's underrated because I think his
Yeah.
finishing is very, very good.
No, don't do this to me, Johnny. I'm going to drop the link in a bit, people, for you guys to quickly come on and have your say. We're just going to go over the whole game and talk about Tuchel as well. We'll talk about this as a group rather than me ask you to say what you feel. But Tuchel, what he's done so far, 8 games, only 2 goals conceded, one goal being obviously Rudiger as well. We move on to Man United. How impressed have we been so far of what he's done with the football club at short space of time? Any of you can answer that. So,
Undefeated.
Yeah,
Um,
I've been what's it called? I've been impressed without needing to be overboard, if that makes sense. Like it's been a lot of professional, efficient performances. We're
yeah,
still waiting for that one performance where we literally blitz a team, and I think that's coming. And I feel like the way we beat Atletico shows that there's so many levels to go with this team. Like, think about it. We had Havertz, Pulisic, Kante, Ziyech. They were all on the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? These are quality players that we have. We've
yeah,
got a squad. We've got a team to build around. So we need to just make sure we're maximizing this. I was literally saying this to my boy. Just imagine, yeah, all our players were fit and firing, on form. like we would have options, like serious options. And
Yep.
I just think that
Yeah.
what Tuchel was showing, and he even said it. He's taking responsibility. Press conference yesterday, he said that with the Giroud situation, he made a mistake that he could have made a mistake potentially by not bringing on Giroud against Southampton, and he said that he owns that. And then what he did is he made sure to start him, played him from the get-go. Like you're seeing that he's thinking. He's not being forced into any decision where there's politics where he feels like he needs to play a player. He's playing players based on the merit that we were told
Yeah.
in the beginning. Do you know what I'm saying? So he deserves
Yep.
credit for that, and he's doing well, man. And I will back him as long as he carries on with the way he's going and
Yeah.
keeps showing that tactical nous that he's obviously displayed.
Yeah, I mean, he was my first choice. All of you know that. I wanted him since we were linked with him,
Yeah.
and I was one of the people who advocate to just sack Lampard and just get him as fast as possible so we can build. Like, look where we are now, like less than a month since he came in. Imagine if we had him already before the Leicester game, like after that City, we could have been already somewhere like fighting in the top two, So for me, Tuchel, I've done, he even said he didn't even want to come. He wanted to come at the end of this, the beginning of the season, and I'm grateful for it, for the fact that he decided to agree to the terms that Chelsea gave him and to come in the middle of the season, because he's a very, very good manager. And for me, I'm happy the guy came in, because for me, a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, but we're gonna lose eventually." Yes, losing is gonna happen, even at the top league. But losing 12 games in a season is not good enough for a team like Chelsea. So for me, that one that's one of the reasons why I wanted Lampard to be replaced since last season, because 12 losses in a season is a disgrace for a club like Chelsea. Therefore, I'm happy with Tuchel came in. I'm glad he fixed everything. Everything is looking better. Hopefully, we move from now to a back four sooner or later, because I can't stand the back three. But for me, 9, because the guy came less than a month. Our defense looked like it's a brand new defense. We're not conceding, and we're scoring. So for me, it's a 9, because the guy have done miracles in short time space. So, yep.
Lambs, what are you saying?
Yeah, what he's done is absolutely insane. But before he even came in, I don't think anybody gave us a chance in this Atletico Madrid tie. I think everybody was clearly on the same page. That top 4 for us looked like it was probably over. The fact that we dropped so far from 1st to 8th, and the run of games, just how bad the form got, the confidence of the players, the fact that we lost the dressing room just wasn't looking good at all. The fact this guy's come in and just under a month, he's just completely revolutionized the whole team from top to bottom. We're not just sitting here raving about the efforts of one player now. We're sitting here looking at great performances throughout the squad from back to front. We're singing praises for players that we never would have, a couple of weeks ago. So fair play. And, people forget that the guy's still undefeated. He has not lost a game in charge of this Chelsea team, and he's still figuring out who his best team is with the injuries, with certain formations, or with certain players playing ahead of other players. So that what he's done, while he's still trialing and erroring to bring us to this position where we're 4th, possibly, aiming for we're 5th, aiming for 3rd or 4th place. We're still in the Champions League. We've just come off a great first tie. The guy is amazing. Listen, so far, 8.5 out of 10. I'm excited to see what he keeps on bringing. Great guy, genius.
Yeah, look, I said this on the Football Terrace yesterday as well. It's a big up the Football Terrace, but I'm happy with how we play at the moment. I still think there's areas to improve for us massively, especially in the final third. What he's done in such a short space of time is massive. It's a massive improvement from Lampard. Have we improved since Frank Lampard? Massively. Are we a better team under Tuchel? Yes, we are. Why? Because we've got an identity and we have a style and a system that we're all comfortable in, and the players are understanding. Under Lampard, they didn't understand what was asked of them when they were going out, in games, and that's where the confusion lies. And that is down to coaching. Obviously the coaching, the philosophy, the system, it didn't work. And I will be critical of my team. The reason I would be critical of my team is because I've got high expectations for Chelsea Football Club. I think we should be, up here. You know, everyone's like, well, why are you like always moaning about it here? I moan because I want us to do more. I know we can do more. Do you know what I mean? I know we can be better. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm happy because of where we are at the moment. So it is what it is. I've dropped the link in the chat. There is 4 or 5 people in the back already.
Also,
Lambs,
guys,
I know you said
I've
you're
got
going to shoot.
Yeah. So thank you guys, Kai, Dan.
Lambs,
See you
Yeah,
later.
see you later on.
And
See you
bring on
later.
United.
Take care.
I see Indiana in the chat.
Yeah. See you later. See you later. All right. So we're going to bring in. Let's do this one by one. We're going to start with Real Chris. Real Chris, what you saying, my bro?
I'm doing good. So, you?
Not bad, bro. Not bad, mate.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Well, I will
What you saying?
say,
What you been up to?
yeah, I will say about tactical Tuchel. He basically did all his subs right in that game. Like he did all 5 subs perfect. Timing was perfect. His defensive structure was perfect and all that. Didn't even let Atletico really have a chance, only by our mistakes, really. I didn't see Atletico. Oh,
Yeah.
they created one chance from the right side and they crossed it and missed it, luckily. But yeah, that was the only chance they created. I thought Jorginho had a good game. I thought you would have liked what he did because he kept sending balls forward for you.
He was.
I know
but
he kept missing.
Look,
he kept missing.
yeah. Yeah.
I will. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
no,
yeah,
that's what I asked from him, Chris. Really, that's all I've ever asked from him. I think
Yeah.
Jorginho's always been very sidewards and backwards kind of player, but under Tuchel, he's not allowing him to do that, and we've seen the best out of him at the moment, which is what we want. So it is what it is, mate. But are you confident in the game on the weekend?
Man United. Yeah, I believe we'll
Yeah.
beat them 2-1, but it's going to be a tough game, even after just the performance they did against Atletico, because they gave 100% that game. They really gave it. So it will be a bit harder now, probably, against United. But I believe we will still win 2-1.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Chris, thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate you
Yeah,
as
thank
always
you
coming
anyway.
on, man. I'll talk to you in a bit, bro. Take care. See you later. Bye. We're gonna throw in SB. SB, what you saying? You alright?
How you guys doing? You right?
Yeah,
Not bad, bro. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. So I was wrong about. I thought you guys would lose yesterday, but because I've been watching a
Yeah,
bit of
I know you.
Atletico this season, but I feel what Tuchel did really good was in terms of Lamar and Llorente. They normally play the midfield so that enjoy joining in on the attack. But what was good that Alonso and Cho kept that high line, so the centre back stayed back, but they kept moving forward. So it prevented Lamar and Llorente from getting involved in the attack. But I do think you guys are being too nice on Werner. Like, Kai, come on, man. That turn and shot, no goalkeeper apart from Oblak would have saved that. Come on, man. Bro, I think anyone would.
Save
It was
that,
literally straight at
Yeah,
him.
that's true.
That's what I think, personally. But I
Yeah.
still don't think I still don't think you can beat United. Well, was just because I don't think you're clinical enough yet. Because even against Atletico, you could have beaten more than 1-0 with some of the chances you had, and I felt you weren't clinical enough with your shots. And when they did start attacking you,
What team you support? What team you support?
Who, me? United.
Yeah.
Who's
Well,
Man
that's why
United?
you're saying that we can beat United. Man. Of course.
Oh no, but I'm giving you a reason. I'm not just saying. I'm giving my reasons for it. I'm not just gonna say you can't beat United and say nothing. I just feel like when Atletico started to attack you, your defense did hold up, but it was struggling at one point at the beginning, 10-15 minutes of the first half, and then near the end when they were going for it, but they left it too late. I just feel like with United, at the previous caller said 2-1. I don't think you're clinical. I don't think you'll be clinical enough to score 2 goals against us. But I do feel
bro. Beth says here, bro. Beth says it. Haven't Man United drew 0-0 in every big game this season?
That's why I've
they're not won a big game.
That's
Like, Jem, can I do something quick? Jem, can I bring in Chris?
Go on, then.
Because it's 3 United fans, 3 Chelsea fans.
Go on then.
All right, sweet. Here we go. Chris, what are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. How's everyone?
Not bad, bro.
Good,
not
man.
bad,
We won a
not bad,
Champions
not
League game.
bad.
How
What
are
do you want to
guys?
say about the game?
I think Chelsea were
Yeah.
good yesterday. Atletico, they set up with their 6-3-1 or whatever they set up with. you know, and then Chelsea, they managed to break Atletico down, which is a hard thing to do, you know. Giroud with a very, very good goal, but I'm sticking by it. Werner didn't play well yesterday. Tammy's better than him. I will continue to say it.
Oh, that's a bit
Oh,
far.
shut up.
Bro,
That's a bit
Tammy's
far.
Shut up. Don't
Bro,
even do
Tammy's
this.
better than him. I've said it so many
Shut
times.
up.
Tammy is better than him. See,
Tammy,
people are like,
Tammy should play women football,
What's
man.
Martial then?
It's difficult for him to play in the Premier League,
Martial's
man.
playing dead right now,
Martial then?
bro.
You must be
Martial's playing dead.
He-
Dead. I've
he-
got no excuses for him. None.
exactly.
No excuses. No excuses.
Wait,
Not playing well.
wait. Are you confident in beating us on the weekend, Christian? Christian, are you confident in beating Chelsea on the weekend still? That's what I want to hear.
I obviously think we can beat you 100%. I wouldn't
Oh my
say
god.
I think we can beat you, but I'm not gonna say, oh, we're gonna go there and play them off the park. I think we'll win, but it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a very tough game
I agree.
because Ollie's done Tuchel before. Ollie has done Tuchel before.
Well, didn't Tuchel also do him
Yeah, I
many
know.
times?
And
Yeah,
you
No,
got
exactly.
slapped
bro.
after, didn't you?
Say again. Say again.
You got slapped after,
Isn't
bro.
he also kicked you out of the
No,
Champions
we
League?
didn't get slapped. We lost that game because of Fred, Cavani, and Martial. That's why we
Got
lost that game.
slapped.
Wait, what game? Wait,
That's-
hold on.
That's irrelevant, man. That's
Hold on.
irrelevant who you lost. That's
What
your
game?
players, man.
What game? What game?
The second PSG game.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You got
And-
molested by PSG and you lost.
No, we didn't,
Doesn't
bro.
matter.
No, we didn't.
Doesn't matter who. It's all excuses, man.
Listen, it's not a
Guys,
Chelsea Man United battle. We're still reviewing this game. We're saving that reaction till later on. If you come here to compare yourselves to us, save it. I want to
No,
know
I
what you
haven't.
thought about the game.
All
And
right, cool. Okay.
tell us.
I think.
I thought you guys actually played well yesterday. I think
Agreed.
it was a well composed game. I think the midfield.
What do you mean,
was
you
very-
guys? You're a Chelsea fan, man. What do you mean, you guys?
I think the midfield really did win you the game. I think they
Yeah.
stayed composed. They kept the middle steady. You know, they controlled it really well. Barely got touch on the ball. Did Atletico? I don't think they really had much of a chance, to be honest. And Giroud's goal was brilliant. Just proves why he's in the team. And you know, he's Mr. Reliable at times. And yeah, man, I've always liked Giroud. I've always liked Giroud, and I think the slander he gets from rival fans it's unacceptable. But yesterday he proved them wrong, man. What a beautiful goal! Definitely one of the best goals in the season.
Can I big up Tuchel as well for one thing?
Of course you can, man.
His game management was very good yesterday. But the substitution, bringing on Kante, was the exactly correct substitution when you had just gone 1-0 up.
Yeah.
You need a play. That was brilliant game management from Tuchel yesterday. So I'll give him his credit. He managed the game very well, and he outclassed Simeone yesterday. But you know,
Hey.
the second leg's going to be really exciting.
Kai Bellin says he's glad Robin. I wish Robin was actually here, the Lampard sexual, because Kai's here as well. Robin,
What
if
the
you're
fuck is
watching, mate,
Robin,
I'll
man?
put the link in the chat.
Who's that?
Come in, Robin.
You're
Remember that
Jeb.
guy I sent you a video of, Kai, about
Oh
this
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. The guy who looks like he got hit in the head, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Man. the opinions he come with, man. Jesus Christ, man.
Would you say for
Jorginho-
now, yeah, you would want to get rid of that label of Giroud as a impact player off the bench whilst you haven't got a striker, or until you buy a new striker? Would you want him to be your
We're buying
starting
Haaland,
eleven?
mate. We're buying Haaland. Haaland's
I
coming
don't
to
think.
Chelsea.
Nah,
man.
How did you get
What do you
hard?
mean you don't? What do you mean you don't think? Who's he gonna come to? United haven't won a Premier
I
League
never
in
said
8
he's going to
fucking
come to
years.
United. I never said he's going to come to United. I never said it.
He's gonna.
I feel
He's
like we
gonna come to
forget.
Chelsea, man.
Ollie was the one who brought up Haaland at Mulder. I think we forget. I don't think he's coming to United, but I think we forget Ollie was the one who brought up Haaland at Mulder. I think
That's
we all
nice, man. Everybody needs a high school gym coach, man. That doesn't mean he's going to play for him fucking professionally, man.
Yeah, relax. But I think he'll either go to. I think he'll either go to. I don't think he'll come to England. I don't think he'll come to England.
I think.
Anyway,
I would bet with you that he'll come to England. That's how sure I am he'll come to
I
England.
can't,
Even
bro, I can't bet.
even
Bro,
what's
I'm
his
too
name?
young
Even
to
what's
bet.
his name?
I'm too young to bet. I can't.
Yeah, that's a nice excuse,
Yeah.
man.
That's
That's a
not
nice
legal.
excuse, man.
That's not legal.
Christian, boys, we've got Chelsea boys in the back. Sorry, I'm gonna have to kick some of the United boys
Alright,
out because we've got to
see
get
you guys
Chelsea
in a bit,
boys
man.
in. So
Yeah,
Christian,
see you in a bit.
SB, see you later, man. Take care.
I hope you
Okay,
lose.
boys.
Bye, United fans.
We're going to throw in Johnny Boy, who's going to come here and big up probably Krusty. That's why he's come here. And Mason Mount. We've got Hassan as well. What are you saying, Johnny?
I'm buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing. Buzzing from
Yeah.
last night. I said we'd win. I didn't think. I thought it'd be. I thought we could have maybe got another goal. But what I was so happy with is how we pretty much nullified Atletico. They didn't really do too much,
Yep.
and we made them look well for a team that's in form. They didn't look very in form against us, which is credit to us and Tuchel, really.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are just giving it the credit to Atletico being poor.
No,
were poor
it's
'cause we
not.
made them
Yeah,
poor.
exactly. We did. We made them look poor. Look, you can't disregard they've got injuries. But so have we. We haven't got Pulisic.
So do we.
You know, we haven't got Ziyech isn't fully fit. We haven't got Havertz fully fit. So
Silva,
arguably,
our best defender. Yeah.
Silva as well.
Thiago Silva, mate.
So
That's the big one.
Yeah, in fairness, it's quite. It was quite even. It was quite fair, and we outclassed them. But obviously, I'm going to be straight. I'm not as confident going into the second leg without Mason Mount and without Jorginho. I think those two players are very important.
Why? Why, Johnny? We've got Kante and we've got Havertz. Like,
No,
why are we worried about
He's
that?
not sexual, man. That's why, man.
No. Because Mount yesterday, his play with Cho was where we were most dangerous. Every time those two linked up, we looked like we were going to break the lines and always create something. And I just don't feel. I don't think
Johnny, don't
Havertz
sleep on
is
Kai
fit.
Havertz, bro. We haven't seen enough of him as well.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
he's not-
I'm
he's
telling
not
you now.
He's not
yeah.
He was
fit.
actually
Jem.
when
He's
he
not
came on.
fit. He's not.
Something, mate.
I love Havertz. You know, I love Havertz. I think he's going to be world class Ballon d'Or. That's not the argument. The argument is in this moment in time, is he going to give what Mason Mount has been giving us? And I don't think he will. So for that reason, that worries me. And with Jorginho, I know Kante is. We know what Kante is. I think maybe Tuchel might play Kante for the second leg because of we need to be a bit more defensively resilient because they're going to come onto us. They have to come out, which is the beauty of us scoring away. So that is great. But I think with Jorginho, he does add calmness. The only problem is with Jorginho and Kovacic is we saw 6-7 moments in that game. They cannot play any progressive passing. But that's not really their strengths anyway. So it's like, are we asking for the complete all-round game for these two players? I mean, it's very, very rare you find players that can do all these things. So I think stick to what they're good at. Kovacic more so because he actually carries the ball. He should be able to play a simple pass. The only player that can do it for me is Billy Gilmore, but he ain't going to play
Billy
Gilmore because he just won't play him for a game of that magnitude, clearly.
Yeah.
But
If he played against Atletico Madrid, Billy Gilmore is going to play most of the game near the Atletico Madrid players' elbows, man. The guy is not going to get any fucking
I'm not
near
so
the
sure,
ball,
Kai,
man.
with the way we played, though.
No, man, no.
I'm not so
I think
sure.
our fans overhype Gilmore, man, a lot. He's a good
top
player, but he's
draw.
very, very young, man.
Yeah, but
Johnny, is Jorginho
He's not
long
ready
term?
for this level, man.
what's that?
Johnny, is Jorginho long term?
Well, you can't really say he's long term because he's like, what, 28,
Tuchel
29?
loves him, man. Tuchel loves him, man.
I don't
But
think he's the answer, though.
He's
I
not
think
the
we might
answer.
find someone better than him.
We
It's my
need someone who
personal
can
opinion.
play progressive
Yeah.
passing as well in that role.
Yeah.
Someone who can, like a Fabregas, who's deep line, who can ping balls and split defensive.
Actually, I actually think we're gonna win the second leg with more goals.
My whole
Potentially.
Yeah,
Fair
Well,
enough.
because they'll come
I
onto
actually
us,
think so.
yeah.
But
'Cause
my
they'll
whole
come
point
onto us.
about my whole
Because he's gonna have to play Ziyech, and nobody in our team can make a through ball like Ziyech can.
quickly,
Yeah,
my
that's
whole
true.
point,
That is true.
about the progressive passing thing, though, is that at the end of the day, look, I even agree that long term, Jorginho obviously might not be in the team that maybe eventually wins us the league. But what you need to remember about when Fabregas was at the club is that we had runners galore, good runs off the ball. Like we had off the ball movement that was unbelievable. And another major thing about the back three that people forget under Conte was that David Luiz was the center of that back three, and David Luiz was playing a lot of long balls because he had vision. So we're missing a lot of key components.
That's right.
Of
Yeah.
key components of the teams of old. I think Fabregas would even struggle to pick out a pass with some of the static movement that we have. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's true that there are some passes that we expect our midfielders to make that isn't currently being made, in it. But yeah, I just think sometimes, for example, it's just about finding the right balance. There are times when our team doesn't make enough runs, and there's times when our team doesn't pick out the guys who are then
Guys,
making
yeah,
runs.
yeah,
So
I hear that.
we just don't
Yeah,
have the
and
right balance right
I
now.
think
And
that, Dan,
without
I
Mount, you're not
think
gonna
that's
have
down to balance. I think,
Yeah,
no, that's what I was
yeah,
about to say. I think
sure.
it's about to balance. I think we're playing well at the moment. The biggest thing that we're doing very well is we're keeping the ball. We're keeping the ball from the opposition. We're not allowing them as many shots against us, and that's a
Yep.
big thing for us because let's be serious, our defense ain't the greatest. Rudiger, Christensen, they ain't
Fucking
great players.
understatement, man.
Zuma ain't great players, you know what I mean? But because we keep the ball so well, they don't have to do much. So when
Yeah,
they're asked to
yeah.
do something, it's
But
like,
but
do you know what I mean?
they dealt with
But
Felix
can
and Suarez. They dealt with
Yeah.
them, mate. They dealt
They
with
dealt
them.
with them,
I
yeah.
mean, Suarez is
Old
in
Suarez,
prime
yeah.
form, isn't he?
Yeah, you say that,
Yeah.
but he's losing pace as well.
I
Isn't he?
think we have a good team, and I think the longer we have Tuchel, the longer they like he said in this interview, it's like a song, you know. Like the more you keep singing it, then you'll learn it. And I think our players will improve with the time. People need to realize, look at the change we had in less than a month, right? Like it's gonna take time. Things are not gonna be solved overnight. Even the running off the ball, it's improving. Like if you look
Yeah.
at the way we play now compared to a month ago. So people need to let's judge this team at the end of the season rather than just judging it
Can
after
I
a month.
quickly just state 2 points and then others, you guys go for it. The first thing with Tuchel is what I like is he knows the areas that need to be improved on and what he demands from the players, like what he did with Cho.
Unlike a certain someone.
He knows what he wants, okay, and that's great because in training and behind the scenes, he's going to prepare us for the games and the players are going to know what they're going to do. And the final third is going to slowly get better and better because it looks better and better by each game. But my point was, this was the first time that I've watched us play, that we actually played as a collective unit, as a team.
Yeah, that's what it was about. Yeah,
And
I agree.
That was why we won. That's why we won.
That is why we won, and there was no individual outstanding performers. It was just that we played well as a squad. It wasn't like there was like an 8 out of 10 there, a 9 out of 10 there, a 10 out of 10 there. It was just they were all probably about averaging 6 7s. Let's be serious. It's just that they all played well as a collective
job, Jem.
team.
They all did their
Yeah,
job.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it is what it is. But we've got Hassan here as well. Hassan, what do you want to say, my man?
Yeah, I mean, I predicted it was going to be a 1 or 2 goal game because it's Diego Simeone. Like, the more you press them and the more shots you miss, the more confidence they're going to get. But as soon as in my opinion, like, I was thinking in my head, how are we going to beat Oblak? Because he's a very good keeper. He's like arguably top 2 for some people, but for me, he's like the best in the world. For us to be a keeper like him, we needed a world-class goal. And Giroud managed to pull one off.
Yeah.
Completely slumped into the corner where Oblak didn't have a chance. A lot of people are like, they're slugging off Giroud and all that. I just find it weird because he's our most clutched player. He's one of the players that actually progresses Chelsea when he scores a goal, unlike certain other strikers. But obviously, no names mentioned it because I don't want to start.
He's the first since Drogba, you know that? He's the first since Drogba
That's
to score as many goals in the Champions League.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, call me crazy, but I think he's Drogba level in terms of like clutch moments. You know, like you've seen in the past, like all the semi-finals he's been in, he scored a goal. All the finals he's been in,
it's levels, man. It's levels. Drogba barely played in Europa League games, man. If any.
Yeah, he was never there. That's why.
He scored in the Europa League, man. Yeah, exactly, man.
But he's done
always in the Champions League
now.
It's disrespectful to Drogba because Drogba scores in finals and for me Europa League we can't really. No, man. You can't compare to Drogba. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the team.
It's lesser oppositions though, Hassan. It's much lesser oppositions.
Yeah.
We're going to beat United. You know that. I've got confidence, man.
We got wait a second. We got a Liverpool fan in the corner here, very quiet, sitting there quiet because they've gone. You know, the title defending team are now in. Where are they? 5th, 6th. They're going down. Back to the 7th and 8th.
Back to the Premier League roots of being in 7th, man.
Yeah, you know, Leicester, Paul. What we saying, Beltran?
Yeah. How are you guys doing? Good.
Not bad, my man. Not bad. How are you?
What a performance from Chelsea. Tuchel outclassed Simeone. Couldn't do what Klopp couldn't do, so he's better than Klopp. Chelsea will now finish 2nd in the Premier League and win the Champions League.
What are you talking about, man?
Why are you saying this? You're just
did you take something before you came on, man?
Yeah, Chelsea are back. Yeah, Chelsea will finish
He's
second.
just gassing us. Don't trust the Liverpool fan. I know what he's doing.
I
I
don't-
know what Velvishman's doing right now.
Bro,
If we beat
Yeah.
United, we psychologically have the edge. We could go second. I'm saying that if we beat them.
I don't care
need-
where
we
we
need-
as long as we get top 4, man. I don't care
need-
like where we
yeah,
finish.
but we need to beat United, man. We haven't beat them in a little while. We need to beat them.
Yeah, we
need
will.
to.
If we start Giroud, then we'll probably be here. Because he's the most in form of all the players in our squad.
Velvishman, do you believe that Liverpool can still finish in the top 4, mate?
Oh no, we're finishing 8th.
Where? 8.
8th, yeah.
Why?
They're going to get Conference League.
Because they're trying
Not
to
even
build a
Europa
squad
League.
on budget, man. They're buying players that I've never fucking heard of.
I
man.
don't want
Just
Europa
to fill
League.
gaps. What do you mean? You're too good for the Europa League?
Huh?
You're too good for
No,
the
I don't
Europa
want it.
League?
No, I don't want
Why
it.
you don't want it? Why not? It's a
I
nice
don't want
competition, man.
Listening to that
It's
stupid
so
Europa League.
different. You can go to countries that you never visited before, man. It's nice.
You're killing it, bro.
Kai, you cracked me up. But going into the Man United game, boys. Obviously it's on Sunday. Are we confident that we can beat them at Stamford Bridge? Do you think we can actually do them, or do you think they'll give us a lot of issues?
After this result, yes. After this result, yes.
Of course we
I
can
do
beat
think.
them, man.
I think
We can beat any team, man. We're a good team.
We got a good
Not like
record
we
at
said.
home. Apart from the last couple seasons, we've actually got a very good record with them at home. So
Yeah.
I think we if we turn up, I think he's going to he's going to tinker around with the first team again.
No,
Mount's
doesn't
going
Abraham,
to
man.
play.
If he starts 10, we're
100%.
fucked. If he starts 10, we're
He
fucked.
might do because
No,
of his
no.
mobility. I think just for because United, I don't think
Mobility,
they're going to
man.
sit back like Atletico. They're not going to sit back
Yeah,
as
but
much as that.
what mobility, Johnny? The guy can't play Premier League physical football. Man.
No,
the
but
guy
he's got-
needs to play. Need to move to the women's football, man. To be a little bit more like he fits the physicality there, man.
I
The guy is
know he
weak as
doesn't.
shit.
Well, you're saying he's a championship player.
But Kai, v
I'm saying he's a
Atletico,
women first division team player.
v
That's what I'm
Atletico,
saying.
Tammy couldn't play because he just get bullied, right? But against United, I think
Against
he can
United-
handle them. He can handle them.
I don't know because they have United have an average bigger midfield, yeah, more physical midfield, and they have an average. They have what's his name? What's his name? The big head, fucking fridge, barely moves.
Maguire.
Yeah, Maguire. Yeah.
Fridge,
So I don't
the
know.
fridge.
Yeah, but
if
he's
it's-
not. Yeah, but he's not mobile, Kai. Maguire is
Johnny,
not
this is a
mobile.
No, but Johnny. What United's
But neither-
problem in recent games has been set pieces. So wouldn't you need Giroud to be the target man to score from the
Giroud
side?
will
yeah.
come on
Because-
second half. I guarantee it. He'll come on
Wait,
second
who would
half.
you want to start against Man United, Johnny?
Who would I want to start?
Tammy, start.
Tammy.
What up front? We're talking just the front
Yeah,
three.
Just up front, yeah.
I've got a feeling he'll play Tammy.
Ah.
I've got a feeling. I'm not saying it's the right. I can understand why he would
Don't play
him. I'm
Tammy,
not-
man. If we play Tammy, we're not winning. I'll tell you
No,
now.
no, but I don't
You can't
think
even
you're
jump
playing him.
properly. That's the deepest thing.
I think if you wanna really, you got to imagine, you got to understand Giroud's age as well, and he's just played a very high intense game. Is he going to be fresh for the game against United? I'm not so
He gets
sure.
better with age.
It's like in 6 days, man. He'll be fine, man. It's not
Nah,
like he
man.
was-
Nah.
Yeah, but Johnny, even if Giroud plays bad, give him one chance, he will score it. If you do that with Tammy, he's not going to score it at
Yeah,
all.
but I don't see
He
it. I don't
needs-
see it being a
Tammy
goal
needs
from
to
our
happen.
striker.
Johnny, could I ask something?
I see Werner, or I see Werner maybe getting one, or an Adoy or a
Johnny,
Mount
could I
scoring.
ask something?
Go on, yeah.
Yeah. So if the ball's coming in and the ball's whipped in last minute, who's gonna be better for it, Giroud or Tammy? If it's a goal scoring opportunity,
No, well, if you're talking about a poaching goal, Tammy we
Giroud.
know can
Giroud.
poach. But
Yeah, but he needs
wait,
10 shots
Because
at
a lot
goal,
of the
bro.
balls
let me
gonna be
finish. But you're talking about last minute in the final stage of the game. If Tammy starts, Giroud will come on, guaranteed. So Giroud will be there to bang it in. I just don't think he'll start him. I think he'll put him on. I don't think he'll start him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but
He
what
might
if you're
do.
I
holding
think
that
Tammy just
3-0
goes
down?
missing massively on the Anderson.
I think
Yeah.
it's what he does for the team, though.
He goes missing
is
for me,
what I'm
man.
saying.
What does he do for the team? What does he do for the team? Please tell me, man. Because otherwise the team is
He
colliding with the
presses
rest of the
collectively
players.
with them. Giroud can't
He
press.
presses.
He
Giroud
goes
can't press.
disappearing,
though.
Johnny. He disappears out of games. he disappears.
Have you
out
ever
games
seen
too
Tammy
much.
press? Have you
He's not
ever seen
consistent in
Tammy
his
press?
performances.
I'm not defending Tammy because I know Tammy's not levels to play for Chelsea. I know I'm not saying that he's levels.
We're not winning the Premier
I'm
League
just
with him.
saying no, we wouldn't win the Premier League with him. But what I'm saying is,
Tammy
I
presses
think
like my
for this
hand when she
game,
tries to give me a hug, man. The guy can't fucking
uh,
press to save his fucking life, man.
Geezer against South was it Southampton or the game before?
When?
And it was in the first half. His pressing was very, very good. It was
Is that why
very
he was
good.
taken off
When
at
Newcastle.
halftime?
But what I'm trying to say, Kai, I'm not saying we're relying on Tammy to score a goal. That's not going to
Oh, man.
happen. He needs 8 chances to score 1. I know that. But what I'm saying to you is, as a team, to help our front three, he's got the pace against United to fill in those little gaps.
But you don't create
Yeah,
enough
but United are
chances.
gonna park the bus against us. They're gonna
I
park
don't
the
think
bus.
they will park. I don't think they will park.
Can
There'll
I
be,
just
there'll be
interject?
moments
Wait.
in the game.
Well, wait.
Can I just interject that? Can I just interject
Go on, Father.
that? Sorry.
Go on. Yeah.
I would say the reason why Tammy got substituted against Southampton, that's because Tammy's not doing what Tuchel tells him to do.
Well, he wasn't holding the ball many times in the second half, and he had to go off.
You know,
I
you know
could
why?
see that.
You know why, Johnny? Because he can't press. He's weak. He's weak. He should go to play women's
He's not-
football, man.
he's-
Men's
he's
football's
not a
too
good
physical for him, man.
goalkeeper. Yeah, he's
Look, if
he has
plays
look,
Giroud,
Johnny.
I've
He has
got
really
no
good. He has really Johnny.
Yeah.
He really has.
Yeah.
Sometimes he has that one individual good game, but Tammy's biggest issue is he's not consistent enough. He's inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
but
problem,
to be-
and he doesn't
to
hold
be
the.
in
He's as tall as he is. He's 6'4", whatever he is. I've never seen
6'5"
someone that tall
apparently.
be so crap in the air.
In,
He's
but
crap
Jem,
in the air.
in
He
Tammy's
can't hold the ball up.
defence,
He has no strength. Do
in
you know what I mean?
Tammy's
He's
defence,
not-
he
he's not
shouldn't have
good
played against Southampton. He shouldn't have played. He had come off an injury. Yeah, Tuchel shouldn't have played him. You know. And to
Championship team, Shilio. Tammy banked 20 plus goals for Aston Villa.
He
Yes,
is. He's not our
championships.
level.
No, I don't
He's
think
not our
championship. I
level.
think like
banged 30 for Aston Villa.
half
He
team.
banged them.
He can go and play for an Everton or a flipping Burnley or Villa. We don't care. He's not good enough for Chelsea. But what
Hello?
I'm saying is, I'm just saying for this game, the high intensity game we've just played, you know, or he might surprise us, Tuchel, like he always does, and he might play all 3 smaller lads and not go for crossing games.
It
He
sounds
knows-
like you love Tammy a lot, though. To be fair,
What?
it sounds like you love Tammy a lot.
I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm just
Nah,
talking.
he
I'm
doesn't.
talking. I'm talking collectively for team reasons, not player reasons. I'm just talking about what it can help the team with. That's all I'm saying. Tammy might play, and he
Yeah, I hear
should be fresher. But because you got to be up for it against United. They're not going to sit back like everyone thinks they're going to sit
No,
back.
they won't. This is what I've said. They won't sit
Yeah,
back. They'll
so-
be in
I
our
think
faces.
so-
This is why
so
they'll
in
be
that-
our biggest test.
then they'll go attack.
They'll be our biggest test. They will
And,
be our
and we've
biggest
seen
test.
we've
Trust me.
seen with Giroud, right? When he comes off a Champions League game, he's not at the races. He ain't at the races, and that's for my reason. That's why I think Tammy will play. Not because Tammy's better than Giroud. I just think for freshness reasons, for the pace reasons, we need that pace. I just hope that Tammy can flip and just hold it and lay it off, just and let the others do the magic.
That's
you know,
hope.
'cause he
That's
ain't-
a big hope, bruv. I'm telling you.
I know
that
it's
is
a big hope, but
it is.
but if he don't
it
do
is-
it, he's off. He'll get subbed straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
Tuchel will do
yeah.
it, and that's where we're confident in Tuchel to make the changes.
Father- I
You
hear
can
you, bro.
hope.
I hear you.
You,
Hear you.
you can hope.
Father,
You
what
can
was your
hope.
thoughts on the game yesterday, bro? Let's talk about that quick. So we are going to sum it up soon because I've got to go back to work.
Yeah.
but yeah. What
I would
your
say
job?
we weren't that bad. To be fair, we were all right though. Even though in the first half, like I would say that there are some rash moments in that, apart from Mendy's suspect watch moment in that. But I just think we're still missing that final passes though.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I just think again, man. Second half again, I think we look all right, even though they literally did nothing to do. It was reminiscence when we were playing against Tottenham. Literally, they had nothing to do at all. They were like part the bus, six defenders in the box. They were not. They were like scared.
Is that down to the way we're playing, bro? Do you think is that Tuchel's system that's making teams do this, or do you think it's just the way they're setting up to play against us? What do you think it is?
I don't think that's not the Atletico that I know. Normally, Atletico likes to attack. You know, like that yesterday tactic by Simeone. Whoa, that's not the Simeone that I know, really. Like, but I just think like Tuchel. I remember when he says like we have to make teams like we have to be like the scariest team to play against. And I just think that he rectified that by yesterday.
Yeah, and this is the thing I keep like. Does our style of football, like the way we impose ourselves on teams, does that make teams have to play the way they do in terms of just give up the possession and sit back in 6s or 11s or 10s? Is it us that's forcing that on them, or are they just showing us too much respect and saying we can't open up to Chelsea because they'll hit us with their with the Werners or whatever around the back?
In a certain way, you can say that. I think the reason why we have like lots of ball possession yesterday, that's because Jovetic pivot. And as much as I hate Jorginho and that, but I would say I thought Kovacic today, didn't have a bad game, but I was thinking it was rarely quiet. Jorginho nearly had a shocker. It's unlucky to get a yellow card, but I think yesterday is mainly about ball possession, just moving the ball side to side and that's why we're the scariest team to play against.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. And on that note, again, guys, thank you for coming on. Great win for us yesterday. We smashed it. We move on to the Man United game on Sunday. We might even do a little mini watch along yet. We ain't thought about it yet. We might get, because we've got obviously ads on the Man United side and us Chelsea, so we might do something along them lines. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got the Chelsea Ladies show tomorrow, as always. Maybe something a little bit later on as well. But yeah, guys, again, we appreciate your support as always. Please smash the like button. If you're new here, please subscribe as well, and please share. And we appreciate everything that you guys have been doing for us up to now. You can find our links in the description below. For me, Ads and Sophia and Lambs. The Instagram page is there as well. Get following on that, because when we hit 1,000, we're doing a giveaway. So to be involved in that giveaway, you need to be obviously following the page there. Strip Bear says Chelsea ladies rock, don't miss. They are. Our Chelsea ladies are on fire, man. They have been on fire for a very long time. Big up to them as well.
Neil Harder.
Sorry, Marshall. I mean Friday. Yeah, Friday, not Thursday. Yeah, because it's Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday today. I'm losing time of day. But yeah, guys, Johnny, Father, Velishwan, Hassan, and man like Kai, thank you for all coming on. And we'll see you again very, very soon, guys. Peace.
Ain't no Tammy Pop.
It's like it's playtime when it's free time. In the dance, they have it.